If you missed it, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater made its way back into our gaming libraries through the recent remake of the first two classic titles. This remake would bring a new coat of polish to the familiar maps, fine-tune the core gameplay, and also bring a new set of interesting features to drag the series into the modern era. We would get online multiplayer, more skater customization options, and a level progression system to keep things interesting. However, arguably the most interesting addition is the facelift the Create a Park mode has received. This mode has been a staple of the series for a long time now, but never has it been quite as comprehensive. The player will have a plethora of assets, items, and terrains to choose from to create the park of their dreams. However, it seems that players have taken inspiration from some of their other favorite games, creating iconic settings and levels from other iconic gaming franchises. So we thought it would be fun to look at some of our favorite designs on offer so far, allowing you to see just how creative the THPS community is, and maybe even give you some ideas as to which park you'll be ripping it up in next. So here is our top 8 fan-made THPS parks so far. Number 1. Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon. Firstly, we have the skate park segment from the opening level of the third installment of the original Spyro trilogy. This park allows you to skate the same concrete jungle that our favorite Purple Dragon did way back in the year 2000. We admit you won't be able to chase after little gophers, collect gems, talk to Hunter, or pick up any dragon eggs this time around, though we think you'll be having so much fun that you probably won't care. Be sure to check out this park made by Sonic Dagan 765 right here. Number 2. Delfino Plaza, Super Mario Sunshine. Next up, we have an incredible recreation of Delfino Plaza, the main hub world from Super Mario Sunshine. There are few things more whimsical, jovial, or cathartic than launching yourself in the air with a huge gush of water in-game that provides inspiration for this park. So we assume that cutting it up and launching yourself in the air via a skateboard will be just as enjoyable. This map was created by a user called Gunderstank16, so when you explore this iconic location in THPS, be sure to show them some love for their efforts. Number 3. Bob-omb Battlefield, Super Mario 64. Just when you thought Gunderstank16's efforts couldn't be topped, they pop up with another iconic Mario level in the form of a skate park. This time they have faithfully recreated the first level from the revolutionary Super Mario 64. We have to admit there isn't an awful lot to actually skate on, thanks to the park creator's memory restrictions, plus there aren't any Goombas to stomp on either, but regardless, it's still one hell of a feat, and you'll find even King Bob-omb atop his mountain. Be sure to check it out. Number 4. Nuketown, Call of Duty. There have been a number of recreations of iconic Call of Duty maps already within THPS, but our pick of the bunch has to be user Second Rate Panda's recreation of Nuketown, a map that would first feature in Call of Duty Black Ops. This map features the 2 houses, the gardens, and the courtyard in between. However, the buses that break up the line of sight across the map have been replaced with a skatable water feature. It's not a perfect recreation, but it's instantly recognizable and a fun novelty for all you COD fans out there. So swap a rifle for a skateboard and rip it up. Number 5. A Grinding Masterclass. We aren't sure if this is cheating or not, considering that this was made by the developers at Vicarious Visions. However, this map is so wacky that we had to include it anyway. If you're a fan of the racing series Trackmania, then you'll be well versed in created tracks that allow players to pull off seemingly impossible feats of skill and precision just by keeping their foot on the accelerator. Well, this map is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater's answer to that. The development team created a grinding sequence that has the player take part in a strange roller coaster-like experience. You'll start off slow before taking to the skies and hitting rapid grind after rapid grind before landing safely to the ground and racking up a pretty solid score in the process. It's pure chaos, and we absolutely love it. Be sure to give it a try. Number 6. Andy's Room, Toy Story. This might not necessarily be a recreation of a classic video game level, but if you consider the opening area of Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the rescue as iconic, then this will work a treat. This map recreates Andy's room in great detail, and even adds an ensuite for added skating fun. You'll be dropped into the action with every scaled up, so you'll feel like a new toy joining the usual gang. You won't find Woody and Buzz, but you'll find tons of rails, gaps, and ramps which are just as good. Be sure to check this out. Number 7. Alcatraz, THPS 4. This may be a little meta, but this recreated map is from the THPS series, specifically the 4th installment in the series. You may remember the incredible level that's inspired by the almost inescapable prison. You'll probably remember playing human darts into the sea via a giant loop-de-loop for a challenge, and generally just shredding up the prison nicknamed The Rock. Well, user Brent Santaconda, the same user that made the Toy Story inspired park, has come up with a faithful recreation. This one has all the recognizable assets that made this map one of the finest the series has ever offered. So if you want a taste of THPS 4 with some current gen polish, check this one out. Number 8, Hyrule Temple, Super Smash Bros. Now we have one of the most aesthetically pleasing and skatable entries on the entire list. Here we have Hyrule Temple, the iconic stage from Super Smash Bros. Where you are bound to have battled it out against 4 other worthy opponents. However, on this occasion, you'll have the whole place to yourself as a user called Scrambles has recreated this arena and made it into a skater's playground. This area is full of assets to skate, combo opportunities, gabs to hit, and the park even has different levels to offer more vegicality than any other park on this list. This is a particularly impressive feat considering that this map is a 2D one within the Smash series, so to bring it to life in 3D is truly remarkable. So if you want to see Hyrule Temple like you never have before, this is the way to do it. Create and skate. As you can see from the wonderful collection of customized maps on offer, this game plays host to a very creative community of people. Within just over a month, we already have so many incredible parks to choose from, and this is only likely to improve as time goes on. So be sure to check in regularly for more amazing recreations that you can tear to shreds. So that's our list of the 8 most fantastic custom parks in THPS 1 and 2 so far. Which of these parks was your pick of the bunch? What iconic level of a game would you love to see get the THPS treatment? Are there any parks you've played that should have made this list? Let us know in the comments below, and also a massive thank you to Activision for the code for this game. You've been watching Very Oddly Gaming, and we will see you next time.